Hello friends and welcome back. So in the previous session we have learned about the JVM and heap size. What is JVM? What is heap size? So heap size is a small portion of your RAM of your physical server or the virtual machine which is we configured for the JVM, and each and every server run on own JVM. Okay, so we have a different layers, or you can say we have a different components for which we configure the heap size. Okay, and along with that we have a different ways. Okay, we can configure directly from the configuration files, or we can configure it from the admin console as well. Okay, so I will show you all options, how to change it from the admin console, how to change it from the configuration files. Okay, but before that let me tell you what are the different components, okay, for which we can change the heap size for the optimization, right? So what we know about the WebSphere, specifically when we talk about the your clustered architecture. Okay, so we have DMGR and the cluster architecture, which is a centralized point of controlling all the servers where we deploy our applications. Now suppose that we have 4 servers. Okay, server 1, server 2, server 3 and server 4. Okay, which is part of a cluster, and all these servers are going to be managed by the centralized DMGR, right? And what we know about this DMGR, how this DMGR control these remote servers which is running on the different virtual machine or servers with the help of node agent, right? In each and every server or physical machine or virtual machine, wherever we have the server or the managed server, there we have a node agent, right? So your DMGR contact the node agent, okay, and then node agent contact the server. So this is the way how all the communication work when we do the centralized management of the servers from the DMGR console, right? So this DMGR is again a server, right, which is a JVM, which is a Java based server. So definitely we will have a JVM for that. So if we have a JVM for this, then we can set the heap size for DMGR, right? Similarly, we have a 4 servers here. All these 4 servers are the Java based servers, right, which is created in the WebSphere. So all these servers will have the dedicated JVM. So that means we have to configure the heap size for each and every server, right? Now along with that, we have this node agent. So this node agent is again a Java based process, Java based utility, Java based utility. So if it is a Java based, then definitely it needs a JVM. And if it is need a JVM, then I need to set the heap size for the node agent as well. Okay. So that means when we do the optimization, okay, for the heap size in the WebSphere, okay. So what we do, we configure the heap size for DMGR. We configure the heap size for each and every managed servers. We can configure the heap size for node agent as well. Okay, most of the time you may not require to change the heap size of node agent because it's a small process. It just work as a coordinator between your servers and the DMGR, but maybe it is possible that your node agent may be crashing due to out of memory problems or some other reasons, so you may need to tune or increase the heap size for your node agent as well. Okay, so I will explain you how to configure the heap size and where to configure the heap size for DMGR, for the different servers and for the node agent. Okay, and one important thing, if suppose that you have 4 servers in the cluster, okay, so we know that if we have a cluster, then each and every server will have the same application. We deploy the same application across the cluster. So that same application is accessible on the client, right? You definitely don't want that if the clients are connecting to first 3 servers, they are getting some different options or features of the applications, and if it is connecting to different server 4, they may be getting the different features, right? So we deploy same application across all the servers in the cluster. So that means mostly we configure the same heap size for each and every server which is part of a cluster, correct? So DMGR, node agent and your server, so we have to configure heap size for all, and I am going to explain you how to do it with the help of your admin console and with the help of scripts. And along with that we have one more thing that I am going to explain you, which is called the synchronization. Is means we know that DMGR control all the servers. So that means all the configurations that we do from the DMGR, okay, it is get propagated to each and every server which is part of the cluster. Okay, so for synchronization, it is completely depend on the node agent, which is the coordinator in between, right? So this node agent has to be in synchronization with the DMGR always. Okay, during your when your servers are up and running, or even during the startup of your servers. Okay, so you have to make sure that during the startup of your servers as well, this node agent is in synchronization with the DMGR. So for that, we have an option to enable in the console, which we can enable to make sure that your node agent is synchronized with the DMGR during the startup as well. Okay, that is very important. Otherwise, you may see a difference, like the heap size that you configured is different on the console, but when you check the process or at the operating system level, you may see a different heap size. There may be a mismatch. Okay, that is because of the synchronization. Okay, so I will explain you how to enable that synchronization during the startup as well. Okay, so let us start with how to configure the heap size for DMGR, node agent, and the servers.